Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Tonight we're learning more about a crime spree that spread across multiple cities in Adams County and ended when deputies shot and killed the suspect. Police say this all started with reports of a deadly assault in Brighton, then a carjacking in Thornton, and finally ended after the suspect allegedly started shooting at Adams County deputies when they confronted him. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez is live outside of the Brighton Police Department tonight. Colton, you're learning more about how this whole thing started, and it started in Brighton.
Yeah, Jenny, and it actually started, the first crime scene started just 2.5 miles from this very department. And when I spoke with Brighton PD today, they said law enforcement visited 3 separate crime scenes before noon.
It's very violent, it's very dangerous.
Brighton police emphasizing the risk to public safety when describing the man who police say killed his 72-year-old family member. Investigators say it happened just before 9 a.m. at this home off North 11th Avenue in Brighton.
The information we did get early on in the investigation was that he was acting erratically. I don't have details of what that means or to what extent.
Commander Moons Portillo with the Brighton Police Department could not tell me what sparked the deadly assault. He says when police arrived at the home, family members told investigators the suspect took off in his silver Honda CR-V. Commander Portillo says less than an hour later, Thornton police responded to a car crash involving the suspect's vehicle.
Passerby stopped to assist in that crash, and he was carjacked by the suspect.
Commander Portillo says the suspect threatened the driver with a knife. Adams County deputies located the stolen Camaro minutes later at this home near East 160th Avenue and Washington Street. Commander Portillo says deputies quickly realized the suspect was armed with a gun.
That suspect did shoot at deputy, and the deputy did return fire, resulting in the suspect's death.
Multiple agencies were seen processing both crime scenes late into the afternoon.
And there's still a ton of questions that Brighton police and other investigators are still trying to figure out. We still don't know the identity of the suspect. We don't know the relationship to the suspect and the victim other than the fact that they're family members. And we also don't know how that attack even started. That's all information that Brighton PD tells me. Investigators are working on at this moment, and you can trust us to bring you those latest updates when they become available. Live in Brighton tonight, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
All right, Colton, thanks for asking those questions. Aurora police say 2 teenagers got hurt in a shooting in a parking lot outside of a skating rink tonight. This happened just after 5 in the parking lot of Skate City on East Girard Avenue. We still don't know much about what happened that led up to this shooting, but police say that when they got there, they found a whole bunch of shell casings in the parking lot. APD says 2 teenagers went to the hospital. A boy had serious injuries and a girl had non-life-threatening injuries. Tonight, there's been no arrests, but police believe the victims knew the shooter. If you have any information about this shooting, Denver Metro Crime Stoppers would like to hear from you. It was a tricky commute for anybody heading up into the high country this morning. Here's a look at how much fresh powder Breckenridge got overnight. A couple of inches and even more snow is on the way. Here in Denver, we saw a light dusting of snow, and that is just the beginning because next week, get ready, cold temperatures moving back in. We could see 5 straight days of snow across the metro. And starting today, Denver will provide some extra shelter running through Thursday. Single adults can head to the Denver Rescue Mission or Samaritan House on Lawrence Street, and families with children can head to Urban Peak on South Acoma. Let's bring in Corey Reppenhagen now to walk us through. You've got a couple of weather impact days on the calendar. There's a lot going on the next few days.
Yeah, we have a couple of Arctic cold fronts coming to start the week. That's going to be a pretty big impact. Right now we have some low impact stuff. This is the second night in a row that we had a burst of snow develop here. A little earlier tonight, stretching from the Grand Mesa all the way down the I-70 mountain corridor and now into the Front Range here. Pretty light stuff so far. We've seen a few flurries out here in Fort Collins, also up here in the North Metro area. So that band of snow will just gradually move through the area. Overnight tonight, it'll be gone by sunrise, but we could get a little accumulation here. Some areas, not everybody's going to get some snow accumulation, but if you do get some, it looks like it's going to most likely end up being a little less than an inch for you, but just kind of similar to what we had this morning when we woke up. Here's your day in Denver tomorrow. We will get into the sunshine in the afternoon, starting out relatively chilly. Those snow showers should be done by the time the sun comes up, getting the temperatures up there into the 40s again. So a very similar day to what we experienced today will happen again on Sunday. And then the Arctic cold fronts start to come in. The first one will be here on Monday night, and I'll detail that coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Corey, thank you. Rescue crews had to rescue a climber who fell off some rocks in Jefferson County this morning. Happened around 9 o'clock in the Clear Creek Canyon, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says there were 2 people out there climbing. One of them fell. The other was able to get down and call 911 for help. It took the Alpine Rescue Team doing a technical rescue to get these folks out of there. It did shut down Clear Creek Canyon for a couple of hours. Tonight, those roads are back open. It is not clear how either climber is doing tonight. Tonight, there's still a lot we do not know about this week's immigration raids in the Denver metro. ICE has not told us how many people they arrested or detained, or how many of those people are violent criminals. We do know federal agents hit at least 7 locations across Denver, Aurora, and the metro during what they describe as a series of targeted operations, but we still don't know if they found who they were looking for. However, the feds have told us those raids targeted more than 100 members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Fox News reported there were about 30 arrests, with 1 being a suspected TDA member. Today, people gathered at the state capitol to protest those raids, as well as the Trump administration's immigration policies. Groups were spotted chanting down the streets, prompting a couple of road closures today. And this demonstration followed similar protests we saw on Wednesday. That gathering on Wednesday was originally billed as a 50-50 one day, 50 protests, 50 states, all in one day. This weekend, thousands of King Soopers workers are still on strike, protesting what they say are unfair labor practices. And the union that represents these workers, they're seeking higher pay, steadier benefits, and a fix to what they call a staffing crisis that is, they say, it's really impacting the workers and the customers. The union claims that roughly 10,000 workers have now walked off the job at 79 stores across the state. But there are some employees still choosing to cross those picket lines and go to work. That includes a department manager in Highlands Ranch who tells us he is tired of strikes every couple of years, and he believes this union is asking for too much.
I'm tired of all of the games. You know, you put us through this 3 years ago, and now you're putting us through this again. And everybody's left wondering why. Why are we to this point? Why is this what we're doing? Can we just please stop the games, just get back to the table, get this done so we can move on?
King Soopers says it is committed to keeping stores open during the strike, but some stores will see reduced hours. The last strike 3 years ago lasted for 10 days before the union and the stores came to a deal. This one is tentatively scheduled to last for 14 days unless they come to an agreement sooner. In all of this, the Girl Scouts got caught up in the whole strike drama because they can't set up their cookie booths outside of the stores while the strike's happening. And many of these troops pre-purchased thousands of dollars in boxes of cookies that they now have to still sell. Today, King Soopers says they want to try to help. The grocery chain, which partners with the Girl Scouts every year, says it's going to extend the selling period for those booths. The company will also commit to a $15,000 donation to the Girl Scouts of Colorado. When the strike started, other businesses started offering up cookie booths, including Mayfair Liquor in Denver. We've also heard about some girls selling at other businesses, like car dealerships.